There is a curious hypothetical in forensic science. If burglars left tongue prints at crime scenes, catching them would be a nearly flawless process. We currently rely on fingerprints, facial recognition, and iris scans as the global security standard, but each has physical vulnerabilities. Fingerprints wear down with age and leave usable traces on almost every surface we touch, while faces and irises are constantly exposed to the world, making them susceptible to high-resolution digital spoofing. The tongue avoids these issues by design. It is a fleshy, muscular organ, safely encased and shielded inside the oral cavity, protected from environmental wear. Because it possesses an involuntary, natural squirm, it provides constant, biological proof of life that's difficult for static molds to replicate. No two human tongues are alike. Even identical twins possess unique tongue morphology, and researchers are finding that this organ holds two entirely different datasets. This makes the tongue a rare biometric anomaly, an organ capable of broadcasting two distinct streams of information, one for secure identity and one for internal physiological health. To capture the first track of static, identity-based data, forensic odontologists create a permanent physical record. They use alginate to take a detailed impression of the tongue's surface, which is then poured into a Type 3 dental stone replica. This diagram shows how researchers map that replica by isolating 3 specific geometric reference points, one at the lingual tip and 2 anchoring the lateral borders. Looking at these casts compared to clinical photographs, you can see how those reference points dictate the 3 primary categorical shapes: hammered, ellipsoid, and oval. This bar graph illustrates a clear sexual dimorphism in that geometry. The wide, squared, hammered shape dominates in male subjects, while the tapering ellipsoid and oval patterns are overwhelmingly prevalent in females. In this side-by-side comparison, we see the secondary texture markers used for identification. Notice the median fibrous septum, the vertical groove dividing the right and left halves of the muscle. There are also age markers to consider. While a median septum is distinct in younger individuals, deep branching anterior fissures become significantly more pronounced as a person ages. The specific geometric shape, the depth of the septum, and the branching pattern of these fissures combine to create an immutable physical marker for every individual. But the tongue is also a highly dynamic organ. Its color and coating constantly shift to reflect internal physiology, a principle utilized by traditional Chinese medicine for centuries. The historical flaw in this method is subjectivity. A diagnosis traditionally relies on an individual doctor's personal experience and visual judgment rather than standardized metrics. To solve this, scientists apply deep learning. They use convolutional neural networks, algorithms designed to recognize dense patterns, to analyze tongue images objectively. The first critical step is segmentation. The algorithm isolates the tongue from lips, teeth, and shadows, focusing exclusively on the data zone. From there, the system extracts features like color zones and texture anomalies, converting what used to be a subjective visual observation into objective numerical values. By feeding these precise markers into medical databases, algorithms can now identify specific systemic conditions with high accuracy. Researchers have successfully built models that detect diabetes, coronary heart disease, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease based on these automated scans. The introduction of deep learning aligns the observations of an ancient medical art with the precision of automated, data-driven diagnostics. By bridging physical forensic morphology with dynamic deep learning, researchers have turned a single muscle into both a biometric password and a real-time physiological monitor. Widespread implementation still faces a hurdle known as the black box problem. Doctors and patients are often hesitant to trust a machine's output when the algorithm's internal decision-making process is not transparent. There is also a logistical challenge: standardizing data. A photo taken in a dark room looks very different from one taken in bright daylight, and that inconsistency can throw off the algorithm's analysis. But as consumer camera technology improves, these variables become easier to control. Soon, checking your heart health or unlocking a secure device could be as simple as sticking out your tongue at a smart mirror while you brush your teeth. Our most personal data doesn't require a digital footprint or an external sensor. It is a byproduct of the biological signatures we carry within the oral cavity.